In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on March 31st, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 2 betting picks a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Philadelphia 76ers versus Detroit Pistons. Philadelphia will try to snap its 2-game losing skid and stay in contention for the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference when it travels to Detroit on Thursday night. The 76ers are coming off consecutive losses to the Suns and Bucks, which has dropped them to 4th place in the conference. Detroit is already eliminated from playoff contention and is tied with Orlando for the worst record in the conference. As of Wednesday afternoon, the Pistons are going to be shorthanded once again, as Chris Smith and Jerami Grant are both out, while Corey Joseph is listed as day-to-day, while the 76ers are coming into this one at full strength and fresh off a heartbreaking loss to the Bucks in their last outing. Detroit guard Saddiq Bey has made at least one three-pointer in 40 straight games, the 3rd longest current streak in the NBA. The last game in which he did not connect from downtown came against the Nets on December 12th. Cade Cunningham has shown why he was the top overall pick, progressing very well for the rebuilding Pistons and dropping 34 points against the Nets 2 nights ago. It's hard to imagine anything but a win for the 76ers in this meeting, as they're the only team with anything to play for at this point of the season, and they will be kicking themselves after falling just short to the Bucks in a big game on Tuesday. With that said, the Pistons have nothing to play for at this point of the season and get a 76ers team that has their sights set on the top overall seed in the East. Detroit has been excellent against the spread this season, but are 4-12 against the spread in their last 16 games against Philadelphia. Trust Harden and Embiid to take care of business on the road and cover, so the Philadelphia 76ers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Detroit is tied for last in the East with the Magic for the conference's worst record heading into the final 2 weeks of the regular season. They are 28th in offensive rating and are bottom 3 across the entire NBA in points per game, field goal percentage, and 3-point field goal percentage. They have been playing well as of late, but lost Jerami Grant for the remainder of the season. They rely primarily on Cade Cunningham for both scoring and distribution, but Philadelphia is good enough to shut the youngster down and force someone else to beat them. The Pistons are already dealing with Grant's absence, and now Cunningham is working through a tailbone injury. They have been playing better on the defensive end of the court anyway, going under the total in 7 of their last 8 home games. Philadelphia is coming off a pair of losses to strong offensive squads, so it will be looking to ramp up the defensive intensity. I expect the 76ers to come into this game with a playoff mentality. Plus, the 76ers play at the 3rd slowest tempo, while the Pistons play at the 3rd slowest tempo. Embiid will control the pace all game and keep the totals down. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Milwaukee Bucks versus Brooklyn Nets. The Milwaukee Bucks take to the road yet again to take on the Brooklyn Nets in a potential first-round preview of the NBA playoffs. Milwaukee comes off of a big road win over Philadelphia to put distance between themselves and the Sixers in the Eastern Conference standings. The Nets have won 2 out of 3 games and feature the majority of the roster they will feature in the playoffs now that Kyrie Irving is eligible to play home games as well. Looking at the betting trends, the Bucks are 9-21 against the spread in their last 30 games as an underdog, 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 road games, and 9-3 against the spread in their last 12 games overall. The Nets are 5-23-1 against the spread in their last 29 home games, and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games against a team with a winning record. Head-to-head, the under is 9-2-1 in the last 12 meetings overall. The Bucks are 34-16-1 against the spread in the last 51 meetings overall, and the Bucks are 18-7-1 against the spread in the last 26 meetings in Brooklyn. The Bucks are sweating on the availability of Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is currently listed as day-to-day, While the Nets are still waiting on the debut of Ben Simmons, the Milwaukee Bucks are playing some of their best ball of the season, and they're probably the rightful favorite here. However, they're coming up against a Brooklyn Nets team at near full strength here. The Nets also beat the Bucks about a month ago on the road as nearly double-digit underdogs. The Nets are also still missing that statement performance with the majority of their club together. The Bucks are coming into this one with plenty of momentum, and they will be full of confidence after outlasting the 76ers in a thrilling win on Tuesday, but the Nets are currently in 8th place in the Eastern Conference standings, so they really need this one more than the Bucks. With the injury cloud hanging over Antetokounmpo, I'll lean towards the Nets to get the win and cover in a close one, so the Brooklyn Nets to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Bucks come into this game ranked 5th in pace leading into this big game against the Nets. Both teams are jockeying for playoff positioning, so this is an important game. Brooklyn has their point guard back at home, and the stars will be on display with Durant and Giannis flashing their game. The Nets are not the best defensive team in the league, allowing 112 points per game and ranked 22nd in defensive rating. The total number has gone over in 5 of Brooklyn's last 7 games facing Central Division teams and 13 of their last 19 against Eastern Conference teams. The Bucks are scoring over 120 points per game against Eastern Conference teams since the All-Star break, and the Nets are scoring 125 points per game with both Irving and Durant in the lineup. In addition, the Nets are allowing over 116 points per game with that duo in the starting lineup. These two teams rank in the top half of the league in tempo and offensive efficiency. Expect both teams to score at will, with this being an excellent back and forth game considering the star power on the floor. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Cleveland Cavaliers versus Atlanta Hawks. The Cleveland Cavaliers travel to State Farm Arena for a critical Eastern Conference road clash with the Atlanta Hawks on Thursday night. The Cavaliers hold the 7th seed and trail the Raptors by 1 game for the important 6th seed to avoid the play-in tournament. The Hawks are all but locked into the play-in, trailing the Cavaliers by 4 games coming into this tilt. Looking at the betting trends, the Cavaliers are 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 road games, 0-6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games playing on 0 days rest, and 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. The Hawks are 13-6 against the spread in their last 19 home games, 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games playing on 0 days rest, and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. Head-to-head, the under is 5-2 in the last 7 meetings overall, and the Cavaliers are 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 meetings overall. The Cavaliers have been in a rut, and they will again be shorthanded as Evan Mobley, Dean Wade, and Jarrett Allen are still out, while the Hawks will be keeping an eye on Danilo Gallinari, who is listed as day-to-day. Cleveland has been a pleasant surprise but is running out of steam late in the year with all the key injuries, and this is a tough situation on a back-to-back on the road for a short-handed roster, while the Hawks look more like the team we saw reach the Eastern Conference Finals last year, with better health playing a major factor in their recent success. The Cavaliers looked good at times in last night's loss to the Mavericks, but the Hawks are clearly the team in better form at the moment, and they were able to rest their starters early last night. The Atlanta Hawks are also quietly putting things together down the stretch, and they're at home here, where they win by an average of 4 points and shoot 48.3% from the field. The Cavaliers are 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 games overall, and I'm backing that trend to continue, as the Hawks should be too good at home in this spot. So the Atlanta Hawks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Atlanta is dealing with some nagging injuries to Deandre Hunter and Danilo Gallinari, but their main cast has thankfully remained intact heading into the stretch run. Both players missed Atlanta's last game, but their depth will be out there for this important game against the Cavaliers. Cleveland only scores 107 points per game, but they're top 10 in field goal percentage and should open things up in this one without Mobley available. The total number has gone over in 8 of Cleveland's last 11 games overall. The Hawks rank 2nd in offensive rating with the ability to do plenty of damage against a Cleveland defense that is quickly falling off. Atlanta is at the opposite end of the defensive leaderboard, ranking 26th in effective field goal percentage allowed, while struggling more on the glass with Collins out. Cleveland at least has Garland playing at an all-star level plus some decent depth scoring, and one of its biggest problems of turnovers will be mitigated here, as the Hawks are just 28th in the NBA in takeaway rate. The Cavaliers have trended heavily towards the over since Allen's injury, and the Hawks are well equipped to take advantage. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.